evening. Good evening. Welcome to the Keeping It Real Conversation Show with your host, Camila, aka Sunshine. It is Tuesday, January 31st, 2023, the last day of the new year. I can't believe this. Again, we are glad that we are above ground and not underground. I believe in 6 degrees of separation. You're literally one person away, one advice away, one help away from where you need to be in your destiny. We are live on Facebook. We are live on the YouTube channel, which is the name of the show. We are live on Twitch and Twitter. So please find us some way, somehow. Please like, share, and subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your family that we're on with a wonderful guest tonight. As you always know, I am biased because I feel like every person that graces this stage is a dope person that the world needs to know about. And this person right here is no stranger to what I'm talking about. So tonight, I have the privilege of having a conversation with one of my old high school friends, Son. So this is how I met him or had a conversation. I saw something that Armand Threat put out on Facebook about his son. And when I seen this post of this wonderful football player, I said, with the accolades and things of that nature, I said, I need to know more about this young man. So tonight, I want to welcome Mr. Hardy here. It says that he's a God-fearing, hardworking, dedicated 6'2", 15-year-old. My God, 6'2" at 15. Oh my God, what were you eating? Anywho, 63-inch wingspan. Sophomore at Detroit Central High School, class of 2025. He's on a varsity starting safety and wide receiver. He's been playing football since he was 6 years old with Pale, Detroit Dragons, the Seahawks, and the Motor City Jags. He was introduced to football by his cousin. He loves the game of football and the fun he has while playing. One thing that his dad said that he's very coachable and he's definitely NFL bound. So tonight, I want you guys to welcome Calondrey Hardy to the show. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Man. So I'm excited that I'm the first to get this exclusive with someone as your stature. I always say that we are a product of our environment, our parents. I want to start from the beginning. Now, your dad said that you started playing football at 6. Mm-hmm. Prior to that, when did you know, like, oh, I want to play this sport?
Probably when I was 6, I was watching a football game probably that Sunday, and the sport just looked very interesting to me and seemed doable for me. That something I can do. So I'm like, I should try this sport. It's nothing wrong. Giving it a shot. So as I gave it a shot, I got better at it and got to loving it more, and then I just progressed with it.
So at 6 years old, you're watching the TV and you're like, look, this is something, it looks fun. With, the hitting. Was it the hitting? Was it the catching the ball? What exactly about football that drew you in?
Probably seeing these people catch the ball and scoring and, celebrating. It just seemed very fun doing that.
So what was the conversation like with your parents to say, hey, this is something I want to do?
It was like, called them in the kitchen, like, Mom, Dad, will it be okay for me to play this sport? I told them why I wanted to play this sport. They was like, you know what, sure, you give it a shot.
Mhm. So how does it feel? I know sometimes, you know, sometimes you get into something, you start it. Did you ever have a moment when you were young that maybe this ain't the right sport for me? Did you ever have that moment?
Um, yeah, it was probably getting hit. You know,
That might do it.
yeah, might change your life. So I'm like, you know, I
So
probably could.
when you first started, did you start on offense?
Yeah, I started on offense and defense.
Okay. So that moment of your first hit, um, what was the moment like? Dad, I don't know about this. Or did he have that moment like, son, um, if this is what you want to do, there's the risk that you're gonna get hit.
Yeah, probably my first hit was probably at practice. Yeah, I caught the ball, and as soon as I look up, I'm on the ground. So I'm like, it's probably a little regret, but I shook it off and said, kept going.
So, okay, walk us through the moments of you're on the field, and I'm not sure at Pell or wherever you started that they already kind of have an idea of what position you're going to play. Did you already know?
No,
Okay. So did they test you in different areas
yeah,
first?
they had different drills and stuff for me to try out, and so like they just picked the best what I was good at.
So with being safety and wide receiver, that of course that means you're on offense as well as catching the ball. So did you actually have an eye or like, oh, I'm good at this? Were you fast? What was it about you when it comes to being a safety and wide receiver that, hey, this is my lane?
Um, Probably catching the ball. When I first started, it looked like I could catch the ball very well, and I was had a lot of energy, so I was kind of fast. So
Mhm.
yeah, so that stuck out to the coaches, and they put me in the right position.
So let's go back, and we're still talking about being youthful in this sport. I know it comes with definitely dedication. It comes with sacrifice. It comes with um, the after. So with Pal, that's the weekend, right?
It's during the week. Yeah.
Okay, during the week. So there comes with making sure that everything is lining up for you. So, did your coach give you the conversation about your health?
Yeah, he gave me a conversation like you know about my heart, right ways to talk, to protect yourself, and tackling, just staying safe. I mean, staying safe while playing. Yeah, so
Okay. So, from that moment of, okay, now you're on the field, you're doing practices, you're doing all of this. So, who in the NFL or on the college team that you were actually looking at to say, hey, I want to be like this person?
um, I was actually watching a Lions game that day, and it was a receiver name of Calvin Johnson. And, he,
Megatron?
yeah, so he was very cool, and the commentators calling his names, uh, gave him a nickname, and when I seen him do that, I was like, I want to be just like him
Mhm.
or similar to it.
Okay. So, how many years were you with playing PAL football?
I played paddle until I was 14.
Okay. So, are these different three teams that you played on based off your age, or was it an area thing?
Uh, yeah, it was more of an area thing.
Okay. Um, so in this moment of you're playing football, is this the only sport you play?
I played a little basketball too.
And you should at 6'2"? Yeah.
Yeah, run track also.
Okay. And was this your doing, or was it a coach saying, "Hey, to get your endurance up, you should do this"?
Yeah, it was a my doing to help myself get better. Wanting to stay physical and stay in shape. Wanting to get better.
Absolutely. And that is a good mindset to have. I know when I played sports in high school, I played sports all year round. It was one thing after one season after another, and it was always conditioning. It's always because one sport will get one part of your body together, and the other one would, help out like that. So I was always busy, and I'm always looking for the next best thing. So again, that is a good idea to, when you're not playing football, get on the track team, get on the swim team or something like that, to build up your body and your endurance. What was your grades like?
Uh, I always had at least over a 3.0.
Mm-hmm.
Stayed on that side. Yeah.
That's good. I was talking to him, your dad, about making sure that there's so much of a stigma of having dumb jocks, and you don't want to be one of them.
Right.
You want to make sure that even if this doesn't pan out, that you'll always have your brain, always. And what people don't realize, that people draw even more to the intelligent ones, right?
Right.
And so we want to make sure as a village that you continue on that path of making sure you hit them books, do what's necessary, and not just pass through. Understood.
Yes.
Um, so being also with you being in high school now, you have conquered ninth grade, you're in a 10th. Um, do you have any schools that you want to actually play for?
Uh, Probably Michigan State,
Yeah.
uh, Ohio State,
Look,
uh,
something's wrong
Mi-
with my throat.
Michigan,
That sounds better.
um, Alabama,
Okay.
and Georgia. Probably
Okay.
top five schools.
Okay. So, with that being said, now, ninth and 10th grade is those moments where you buckle down, and now that you know and you have an idea of where you want to go, what you want to major in, things of that nature. Now, this is the time where you're either doing things on your own or you're with your counselor to make sure that you get as much money that you can get.
Hmm.
Studying for, do y'all still take ACTs and SAT? Do y'all still do that?
Yes.
Doing as much as possible to make sure that you get as much money as you can. Um, College is not cheap,
Right.
and those schools that you named are definitely not cheap. So, of course, we want to make sure that we do our part so you can do, what you want or go where you want to go, right?
Right.
Um, so do you have siblings?
Yes.
How many siblings do you have?
I have one little
Mhm.
brother.
Little brother?
Yeah.
So what does it feel like as the oldest, um being a mentor to your brother?
Um, he kind of looks up to me, so it's like I have to be a model and there for him. So show him a path that he can take to be successful or what he wants to conquer in life. So just showing him simple things like uh things he can do. Like he also wants to play football too. So I try to show him the ropes and you know,
So does he want to play the same position you play, or is he trying to do something different?
he's trying to do something different.
Okay. Um, so do you feel like, having those conversations with him is going to help him? Um, you know, Sometimes as being the first, being a trailblazer, being the oldest, it can be difficult because a lot of stuff you're still learning yourself.
Right.
Um, and as I always say, with the oldest child, we're the guinea pigs.
Right.
They're still trying to figure out how to be a parent with you. And it comes a lot easier with seconds and thirds or however that goes around. Um, do you feel protective over your brother?
Yes.
So what are some things or a conversation that you would have with your brother about, just life in general?
Um, sometimes we talk about school and uh football. Talk about just like you said, life in general, and doing what we love. So he's he's still trying to figure out like what he wants to do. I know what I want to do, and so we really just talk about life and the future and what it can hold in store for us.
Absolutely. So let's get into this. The first sentence your father sent me was that you were God fearing. He also said you are a very hard worker. And tell me a little bit about that.
Um, definitely a hard working, to get better, and that comes with a lot of time and hard work and dedication. And you know, I got a schedule. I get up about 5:30 in the morning, and hop on a treadmill, just to get faster during the off season. Then after that, get ready for school, go to practice, come back. You know, yeah. And with the God fearing part, I was baptized about 7, 8 years old. So I'm definitely believer of God, and you know, I, I, yeah.
So, um, one thing about high school. Hello, everyone. Hello. Again, those who are on, please like, share, and subscribe. Um, I am so proud of you. For one, I am definitely a person who believes in expressing my love for the Black man, making sure that what we see in the news and in the paper does not happen to our young kids, right?
Hmm.
It starts with the village. If we take care of one another, a lot of the things that we see happening won't happen. um, I was very happy to know for sure that when I do have conversations with the grown men who are fathers, who are active fathers, I definitely want to make sure that they get the shine that they deserve, right? Because what we see in the news or what we hear is always, most time, bad, and that's not always the case. I know plenty of men who are taking care of their children, are active in their lives. And with that being said, how do you feel about you having active parents in your life?
I feel like that's something that everybody doesn't have. Like a very, very good blessing to have a mom and dad like I have. You know, and especially if something other people doesn't have it. So just real blessed to have them.
So, what is that moment um, when you can really appreciate your father? What does that look like?
Uh, it's a very, very good feeling to have. Seeing a lot of fathers not in the stands for their child, and seeing mine just in the stands rooting for me is a very good feeling to have.
Um, that's very important, and I wanted to make sure that the people understood that um, you guys are beating the odds. Do you hear me?
Yes.
You have your parents, you have your brother, you have all the other people in your family who go and support you. um, Support is one of the next things, biggest things to breathing when it comes to your mental state, your physical state, the things that you want to do in life. You have to have some type of support. Being by yourself, being on an island by yourself is not cool. You can't go that far by yourself. And even at my own age, I'm still realizing that what I do and what I want to do in life, I still need a team. And you have to have people who are really there for you. And that's the point that I'm trying to get to you, is that even on our road and our ambitions to get to the NFL is a slim to none. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes a village, it takes a team to get to your dream, right?
Right.
So, say for instance, you get to, you do your college time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're succeeding at this school. You got, recruiters there, you got ESPN, you got all these places and people rooting and calling your name. What is the one thing um, that you can say would be like, oh, I made it?
Um, Probably one thing. Um, Probably hear my name called in draft day.
Draft day. Okay. So if in 2025 is when you graduated from high school, right?
Right.
So I'm not sure if you plan on doing the whole 4 years to actually graduate, or would you do the maybe 2 years and then an NFL call you, then you leave? What do you do?
Uh, I'm for sure going to do at least 3 years,
Okay.
and then hopefully by then, ready to go pro.
Okay. So in these moments, there's something else that we tend to do is when we dream and we have visions, we have to write these things out, right? One of the things that we used to do in high school in one of our classes is make vision boards. And on this vision board was maybe 5 years, 10 years out of the things that I want to see manifest in my own life, right? So, right now, with you being in the 10th grade, where do you see yourself 10 years from now?
10 years, uh, very much in the NFL. Uh, Probably with a family. Probably not kids though, cause just in a beautiful house, beautiful cars, beautiful neighborhood, uh, taking care of my parents, um, and just living life to the fullest and having fun.
Absolutely. Um, so, with us being God fearing people, we get to speak those things as though they were and see them manifest.
Right.
So remember, you start playing this 5, 6 years old, and you have progressed since then. Your goal is to make it to the NFL. So when you go to college, what is your idea of what you want to major in?
Uh, really want to major in biology.
Mm.
Uh,
So you like science?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You know, very interested. Kind of good at. I got the class as a 10th grader, so as I uh, going through it in school, I'm like, uh, it's interesting and something I just like to progress on.
Mm-hmm. I just had a student on not too long ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. She's in forensic science, and she's been liking that type of um, since she can remember. And so she wants to make a career out of it, of finding the mystery of how something happens or whatever. And I thought that was very interesting. I said all of this to say, even with education, a lot of times we're steered in certain areas and not really steered into what our passion is, right?
Right,
We're always asked, well, what you want to do when you grow up? Well, I want to do this based off of what we think will make us the money or what we think is popular at the time. But we never really get into the passion that really was there all along. Um, I can say for myself, um, I've always been a writer, but I never looked at it as being a profession. Should have, but I didn't. But I went into computer engineering thinking, hey, this is what I want to do. Well, got to college and they threw all this math at me, and I was like, no, no, thank you. I'll pass. So again, sometimes you got to do some research.
right,
Sometimes you got to go with your heart. One thing I want you to understand that most of the time, what we dream of and what we have visions of is not really you, it's what God wants for you, right?
right,
So I'm saying all of this to say that God trusts you with these talent, right? And
mm,
this gift, because it's definitely that.
right,
And you have to take care of the gift,
right,
right?
right,
The gift will make room for you if you stay in his will,
right,
right?
right,
So sometimes in life, when we're finding ourselves, sometimes we get off course.
right,
It's okay. It might happen and it might not. But the good thing is, when you know him, you know how to get back to him.
right,
And that's what you need to take with you every day when you leave your home. You on a mission.
right,
You on assignment. You think it's for this over here. You might be the person that God is going to use to save somebody in college, save your teammates, get to the NFL and change the whole thing. It literally only takes one person, right?
right,
One person, one opportunity, one door to open, and voila, the floodgates. You're making noise now, right?
right.
You, you got some awards.
Uh, I do have maybe about 3 awards at this home, but my younger awards they're at my grandma's house.
So they don't give awards to everybody, do they?
Nah, maybe a
Oh,
participation award, but
okay.
yeah.
So from what I was understanding, like you're ranked right now, right?
Yes,
Hmm. So that means you good, right?
Yeah.
Hmm. So if you're doing all of this in the 10th grade, just imagine what you do in the next 2 years, in the next 5 years.
Yeah. Plan on plan on being unstoppable.
Absolutely. Especially if you continue to be God fearing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's a reason. It's always a reason. Sometimes we don't understand it. Sometimes we don't want to go through the growing pains. Sometimes we just didn't want to be at practice.
Right.
Truth be told, I'm tired. My body hurts. But them sacrifices is going to pay off.
That's right.
This why it's important for you to understand your tribe is everything. You know, you pick the right friends, pick the right people. You'll go places. You'll go places. And while you're doing this, believe me, your brother's watching you. If he don't say nothing, he's watching you. He's listening to your character. He's listening to your conversations. He's listening to your body language. He's listening to all of this. So be careful because he's watching. And what you don't know, your teammates is watching you too. Leaders step up and do the dirty job that most people can't do. Is that you?
That's very true.
So I'm not surprised. I'm just glad I got the first conversation. Everybody else gonna have to. So all you gotta do is just keep the humble spirit, do what you know to be right. Everything that you want will come. But you gotta start with them books, stay on it, do extra, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
It goes a long way.
Way.
Um, so now that we got the football career, we have talked about this. We have our 5 top schools. Some of them, that's a whole nother conversation. Anywho, we talked about the NFL. So, what NFL team would you like to play for?
Um, the Lions, the Dolphins, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, um, and probably Los Angeles Chargers.
Hmm. Okay, so let's talk about the flip side of football. When the world saw the young man who had a heart attack on the field, um, what was your initial thought?
Um, my initial thought is, what if it happens to me? You know, and just like, you know, just making sure I just be very cautious now, because you know, with that was definitely very scary and very kind of traumatizing, because I could start imagining, what if I just do the same thing he just did? So it just it just pushed me to be very cautious of my body, and just take care of myself and watch how I take a hit or something.
Um, well, thank God he's in way better. Because it was touch and go. There's a podcast called The Pivot. I don't know if you watch this, but The Pivot you should watch. It's with three former football players. Ryan Clark, uh, who is, I believe he's with ESPN. Um, Channing and I forgot the other guy name, but they're always talking about pivoting in life. From starting with football, you would have thought that you would, you know, that's it. This all you have known all your life is football. And then you have to make a career change. And they found different passions
Hmm.
after football.
Right.
And this young man, we don't know if he's going to be able to play football again.
Right.
I mean, the truth be, who knows? Um, and some people, they have dedicated their lives to football for so long, they can't function without football. Now, I said all that to say, still have other openings, right? And other passions that you do. What is something else that you love to do?
Um, I would say writing. You know, I can definitely write a little bit. Biology, or engineering, one of those. Yeah, I think do take interest in those. Being an entrepreneur, and take one interest in doing that too. So,
And believe me, you can do it all if you choose to.
right.
Absolutely. Um, Most people don't realize how multi-talented most people are. You wasn't just made to do one thing.
Right.
There's other things that sometimes we so focus on here that we don't realize there's other things that we can do. Sharpen your gifts now. You can write a book right now.
Right.
You can do poems right now and be making money while you still in school. You can be doing a lot of things. Um, what is something, and I asked this too, what is something that most people be surprised to know about you?
Um, Probably that I can do other things besides football, like you know, write or draw, dance. Just like my dad said, I'm not really a talkative person, so so I probably they get to know me a little better. They surprised I can do them type of things.
Hmm. So you shy to watch people, or that's just, I would have never thought you were shy, actually. So you just watching people, is that what it is?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Um, let's see. So you're at Central High School, right?
right.
Um, do you feel like with this, with this school that this is the right avenue for you?
Yes, I had a lot of family members go to the school, graduate from the school. Uh, my grandma, she went to Kentucky from that school. So
Hmm. My dad actually graduated from Central years ago. So I know exactly about the school. Um, so do the students there all know who you are, or is it kind of still low key?
yeah, a lot of them know who I am. A lot of people know me from sports, maybe. Uh, And some people, I probably either went to school before or I grew up with them. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but I would say about 90% of the school knows
Okay. So how does that feel to you, being a quote unquote shy person?
me. No, it's just it kind of feel good. Everybody knows who I am and like uh know what I do and stuff and actually think I'm good at it. So it's like kind of give it gives a good image to who I am and stuff. So
Okay. So what does it mean to you to be a part of a team?
being a part of a team was it's no I in team. So working with other people, it brings relationships that can last for a long time. So and I love my teammates. Uh, very helpful. Very supportive. Some people help you with certain things. And just you feel the love being with a team. So win games you can't really do it on your own. So having a team is just like very supportive and you know loving and caring. Caring for one another, picking each other up when you're down or something. Just just being there. Team does.
That's a good way to put it. I remember there were some athletes who wasn't doing good in school, and all the athletes will get together and help and tutor one another. Um, and we made sure that everybody was able to play. Um, and I think being in a team mindset with the one goal in mind, it makes it a lot easier if we're all on the same page. Um, team, whether we win or lose, it's us together. And that's a good concept to have in life, period. Um, again, you shining in this moment, you're shining in this position. But again, at any moment, anything can happen.
Mm-hmm.
And how you treat each other at the end of the day is what matters,
Right.
right?
Right.
Um, so what does we talked about team? What does family mean to you?
Family, comes a long way. You know, family means caring and it's very important. Having family, being close with your family and come together with your family. Yeah, cause maybe like once a month I always come see all my family, cousins, you know, friends, all that other stuff. Family just is very important because they they're very supportive too. Like some of my family members come to my games and that feel good to have knowing they understand watching too. So it's just very caring and very loving, and it's just heartwarming to see a family.
Absolutely. Sometimes, we show out when we know somebody in the crowd watching us, right?
Right.
Um, and it is also supportive. It makes you feel good that somebody believes in you.
Mm.
I started the show off understanding and stating that support is everything. Is as close as you're breathing, because it's the push. It's when I don't feel that person today, it's the other. No, we're coming. We're here. It's the rally. It's what the team does for me. It's what my family, my teachers, my everybody, that rallies around me in my weakest moment is the same people who will rally around me when I'm at my strongest moment.
Right.
And that's what matters. Um, again, from your dad said you don't get in trouble. Um, and that's great. That is great. Um, as we can see, the world shows us all of this just killing, murder, and um, just things happening, just weird. Um, for you to even have a moment to, keep your head straight is a blessing.
Yeah.
It really is. Um, and I pray that you get everything that you desire. Um, as we stated before, keeping God first is most important.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to his every command, his every instructions. Hello. And it'll get you far. Um, main event, the basketball player, one and only from and one, is on tonight. Thank you, sir. Some of my friends are tuning in to hear from you. This is why I wanted you to understand. They're gonna know who you are. It's gonna be a long line of just seeing your name in a newspaper in a good way. Um, with your those moments when we hear the night before draft, or what college am I going to go to, when your room is full of letters and things of that nature, where should I go? um, that is one of the best moments your parents can have with you, choosing and helping you choose the best decision for your life. um, there's life after football.
Mm-hmm.
There's life after where you are now. Always have an open mind. Open mind. What else do I want to talk about? We talked about so we talked about your dad. Let's get in with your mom, right?
Mm-hmm.
How does it, and you already smiling, how is it with a moment with, with your mom, that as we always say and we always hear, there's nothing like a mother's love, right?
Right.
So why don't you talk to the people about the love that you have with your mom and your mom have for you?
Uh, me and my mom, she's just more than my mom. She's like my best friend. Something I can joke with or uh, talk to, or just talk about something. So her love, means a lot. You know, uh, you know, it's very grateful having one. A lot of people don't have one or don't have a connection with her, but me and my mom are very close. She did birth me, so I mean, might as well. So me and her, we have a great connection. Always on the same page. You know, the love, very, um, very tough. You know, very tough love. But I appreciate it though. You know, come still comes a long way. So uh, just having a mom and having her be there for me, and you know, have her there for me and care for me, it's very heartwarming. Love it.
That's good. As parents, sometimes we catch the bad rap. You think we're not cool, or um, like we're not letting you have any fun or things of that nature, but we see so much. We've been there, done that. I'm glad that you respect your mom. I'm glad that you honor her opinions, that you honor her standard. Again, we care. So therefore, we try to keep you from harm's way. Of course, we still got to allow you to grow up, but there's always a way to, do that without bringing harm to yourself or anyone else that you love. Um, and that is an awesome feeling. It's awesome to hear you even state that you appreciate her tough love. I almost cried on that one. um, Most times, they don't want to talk about that part, about the tough love. You don't hear these conversations until 20 years later, when, oh, mama used to do this and do that. But it helps us to stay the course. It helps us because we don't know. We think we do, but we don't. Um, so, with your mom having two kings to raise, um, what do you feel is her, um, I want to say, accomplishment or something that she makes sure that you have instilled in you?
Um, she very makes sure that I definitely go to college. You know, definitely want me, if I don't, make it to the NFL, so I definitely use my brain for something. You know, I can, change the world. Use my brain. So
Mm,
she definitely makes sure of that. That's one of her comps for me is definitely college.
okay. Did you have the hard talk about girls yet?
Uh, you know, I, I ain't gonna say I'm a pimp, but
Oh God,
yeah,
a pimp,
not a pimp, but
a player.
not one of those either. But
What is you saying?
I if I wanted to, I can do it. But we do have them type of conversations, and yeah,
Oh my goodness. Later, later. My gosh, you still learning yourself, huh? Come on now. That be the funny thing. Like, we in high school, we still learning ourselves. We think we like this. Oh, I love pizza. I love pizza. I'll never love nothing else. Next thing you know, you don't love pizza no more. At 20 something, you still learning yourself, okay? You'll have plenty of time. And then, if you good as you say you good, oh, they coming for you.
yeah,
Did you hear what I said?
yeah. I heard
Oh, they coming. Run, Forrest,
you.
run. Let's see. We have 7 minutes to go. Can you believe you've been talking for almost an hour?
uh, I really don't really feel like it.
No, it doesn't when you're having fun.
Uh,
When I told you that it's easy when you're talking about yourself. Um, I don't say interview because most people clam up when you think of interviews. This is just a conversation about you, the things that you want to do, the things that you inspire to do. What do you want to do in this world? Outside of football, what do you want to be named about? What do you be known for? Are you the person that's going to be in the Guinness Book of World Records? Are you going to cure disease? What are you going to do?
uh, definitely want to be a name that changes the world. Like, get rid of a disease like, for example, COVID. Uh, just somebody that people can look up to, even if it's not uh being a football player. Just breaking records or like you said, curing diseases and just doing something to help the world and help other people be better people themselves.
Absolutely. That part right there is helping other people be better people. Um, we can all use our platforms. We can all use our stardom to do just that. When you get to these levels, you have so much power that you have to use it for good. Somebody might not even know God, but because you do and you share that with them, they will listen. One of the things that I'll talk about later is if you have the goods, they'll follow you. You don't have to do no gimmicks. You don't have to sell nothing. You don't have to do any of that. If you really have the goods, they'll follow you. So I'm saying you must have the goods because they're following you,
Right,
right?
right,
So in those moments, you just have to cherish the moments, right?
right.
Do what you know is right. Um, my big brother, main event, is one of those people. He uses his platform um, to do good, to spread great positive messages to our youth through basketball, through um, everything he touches. He's a man of his word, which is very good to protect your integrity. Your parents taught you right. That means when they turn around or nobody's around, you can still stand on your own, right?
Right,
Nobody's have to think that you did this, did that. They be like, nah, that's not him.
right,
That's very important. Your name means something. So, again, I am definitely proud of you. I know it's going to be more great things to come from you. I know you come from great stock, so I'm not surprised, right?
right,
So now that you have the baton in your hand, when it's time for you to pass it to your brother, it'd be just as easy as you had this conversation with me.
right,
So, as I told you off camera, this is just practice. Just as you have seen since you were 6 years old, practice makes permanent, not perfect,
right,
permanent. You have excelled at what you do, and of course, you're going to get better. Your dad said in the last 2 minutes of our conversation was he's teachable. Stay that way. He's bound to go to the NFL. How does that make you feel that your dad said that about you?
uh, feels great, and it feels great that he believes and knows that I can make it and stuff, and it just shows that he cares and he's there, and yeah, just makes me want to believe and work even more.
Absolutely. Um, I remember those conversations. I got to get him to practice. I got to go pick him up. I got to make sure. So just as you're dedicated to you, so is your parents. So one thing the people on the pivot said, um, no, it wasn't the pivot. Who was it? Oh, Jay Valentine. He said that don't disappoint the investors. The investors being the people who really love you, right?
Right,
So when I see you in the headlines, it's always going to be something good. You helping someone. Give back to your community, right?
Right.
The community helped you
Hmm.
and it's still doing it. So don't disappoint the investors. You got a long way to go. So, um, before we get off, is there anything that you want to say to the people?
Uh, thanks for watching me, and I appreciate you having me on your show, on your channel, and you'll probably see me on a headline or something, or somebody TV show or interview or something.
Get there. That's for sure. So, people, I have a few announcements before we go. Of course, we know that this young man right here plays wonderful football, safety, wide receiver. He's a God fearing, hardworking, dedicated football player who is bound for the NFL. He could actually write his own ticket. So we're looking forward to that. Right now, he resides at Central High School where he's making numbers, breaking records. He's doing all of that right here in the 10th grade in the city of Detroit. Again, I'm super excited. Again, like I said, I went to high school with his dad. And so when a proud father can brag about his own seed, you definitely want to sit down and listen to see what they have to say. Again, in October of this year, last year, that is, I wrote a book that is on Amazon right now. It's called The Blueprint God's Design. You can write it as like that, or you can put in my name and it will come up. So please support that. Also, if you want to donate, as I say, keep the lights on. You can donate at the Cash App at Sunshine Camila, Kamilah. I am in Peerless Time play that's coming up April 6th through the 8th. I am a part of the chorus. I will be at the Fisher Theater. You can get your tickets at BroadwayInDetroit.com. You do not want to miss this experience. Don't wait to the last minute to get your tickets. And the last thing, Alita Cotton, who does ginger lemonade and turmeric drinks. And when I tell you, they're the best drinks I've ever had in my life. You can follow her at Facebook, AYECEE. You can let her know I sent you. You won't be disappointed. Again, this has been a great conversation with this young superstar who's humble, who loves God, and who's definitely on the right track. You guys keep him in your prayer, that he continues to do the right thing, that he continues to have his head on a swivel, and he knows how to avoid getting hits. So again, we're loving it. We'll continue to watch you as the next football season starts. We got you. The village is here for you. Again, I believe in 6 degrees of separation. You're literally one person away, one advice away, and one help away from where you need to be in your destiny. And I will see you on Thursday when we have another guest here to tell their story. So until then, peace.